Welcome back to Mac Talks Football, and what a game of football we have just watched between Manchester City and PSG, and what a turnaround by Paris Saint-Germain in that game, and that leaves Manchester City on the verge of elimination from the Champions League. So let's go ahead and talk about this game. I mean, before the game started, PSG were out of the top 24 and Manchester City were in the top 24, even though they were on 22nd position and Manchester City were on 25th position. I say that like it was a big game. Everybody knew that, and PSG came out, in this game, came out of the blocks. They completely dominated Manchester City. Like there is no other words to describe that. They were so good in that game. They literally owned the stadium and they played like they owned it. Like I think they are Manchester City are already in a really bad form. There's no question about it. They have been really struggling, and I think even if Manchester City was were gonna be in a good form, I think they would have struggled against PSG tonight, because PSG were on a different level tonight. They were so unlucky in that first half to not be able to score a goal. They scored a goal, but it gets disallowed, and they keep on trying. They had like 4 or 5 chances to get ahead in that first half, but somehow some way they are not able to do that. They are not able to put the ball in the back of the net. And I think Manchester City were really poor in that first half. They barely created anything. I think they was quite shocked the way that PSG came out, and I think it surprised Pep Guardiola, and it surprised the players as well, that the way that because of the intensity of the PSG players and the way that they were playing. I don't think Manchester City they expected PSG to play like that, and I think it took them off off guard, and they really did not know how to respond, to be very honest with you. But they were, as I said, they somehow kept the game 0-0 until the first half. We go into the second half, and I think Pep Guardiola said something to his players. They tweaked the system a little bit, and they come out and they were a lot better in that second half, and it resulted in getting the goals as well. Both of those goals were really scrappy. Let's be very honest. Like it was nothing spectacular. Both of the goals, the PSG were not really able to clear the ball out of their goal line area, and Manchester City took advantage of that. Grealish with the first one, Haaland with the second one, and at that time you just felt like it is going to be one of those games for PSG where they're going to play so good, and they are just not going to win. It is going to be the opposition. Like they had already had a goal disallowed, and Manchester City were playing. They were not playing really good, and they were the team that just scored the goals. And PSG were creating chance after chance, but were not able to put the ball in the back of the net. But that changes quite quickly. Bradley Barcola, I mean, what a season this guy is having. This young kid. I keep on saying this. If there's one reason that PSG are not missing Kylian Mbappe, it's Bradley Barcola. And he showed again tonight. I mean, what a game he had. Again takes the ball away, plays a great pass to Ousmane Dembele, and Ousmane Dembele with a great finish puts the game to 2-1. As we go ahead, and PSG then they keep on, they up the tempo, they continuously up the tempo. They score another goal, it becomes 2-2. They score another goal, it becomes 3-2, and they basically turn the game around. It was a really great performance. Barcola with the second goal as well. He himself scores the second goal, and I mean he richly deserved it as well. I would say there were Deuce. He had he had a great game as well. I keep on saying PSG have really great players, and that is why they are at the top of Liga, and that is why they are not really missing Kylian Mbappe as well. They again scored the fourth goal at Ousmane Dembele, but it gets disallowed yet again, and the referee keep us at the edge of our seats, because it is a 3-2. The game can still go anywhere, but I would still say like nobody really expected Manchester City to go ahead and score that third goal. It was all PSG. All the chances that were creating were by PSG. They could have easily, in the end, again they could have easily scored 6-7 goals in this game, but they were just unlucky. They were not able to finish it off in the end. And even the last goal, the one they scored in the end, like it was called offside, but then they go to VAR, and it showed that Guardiola is the one that touches the ball, and then the ball goes to PSG player, and they scored the goal, and it becomes a 4-2, and finally PSG win that game. I mean, it's a massive win for them. They automatically come into the top 24. They are like 21st in the table, but they're still not into the next round. They know this as well. They have to win their next game in next week. Sorry, they have to win that game, otherwise it could be curtains for them in the league stages. I mean, that was such a big problem for Luis Enrique, because the PSG ownership, they want the Champions League. That is their main goal right now. So if for him, like it was not only that they've not won it, that's one thing. To go out of the league phase, that would be such embarrassment for PSG. To spend all that money and to not be able to go even to the playoffs for the round of 16. I think that thing could be a bigger embarrassment than that. And speaking of embarrassment, I mean, Manchester City are currently out of top 24. They are 25th in the table, and they could be out of the Champions League in the league phase. Nobody, I keep on saying, nobody thought Manchester City were gonna have a season like this, and it keeps on getting worse and worse. They won over the weekend against Ipswich, and everybody was like going crazy and going gaga that maybe Manchester City are back, maybe Manchester City are back. They were not back. It was Ipswich. You expected Manchester City to win against Ipswich no matter what the situation is, and they won it quite convincingly. But today again they struggle. The problem is there. The midfield for Manchester City is literally non-existent. It was so easy for PSG to move the ball around the park. Nobody really tackled them. Nobody really stopped them. And their defense, Manchester City defense, has been all over the place, and it again showed how easy, especially for how easy it was for PSG. The Barcola goal that could have easily been avoided. The third goal that João Neves scored, no open-headed. Nobody's marking João Neves. How can you let a guy go ahead and score that goal? Nobody literally comes close to him. Everybody misses the ball, and João Neves is standing there easy like it's his body, and he heads the ball in, and it becomes 3-2. Such a poor goal to concede by Manchester City. And the fourth goal as well, the ball comes from Guardiola, and nobody is really marking the striker. He's alone one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and he scores that fourth goal as well. So like poor defending. The midfield, as I said, it was non-existent. PSG won the midfield better, and I keep on saying Manchester City are literally lucky, very very lucky that it did not end up in a humiliating defeat for them, because PSG could easily have scored 7 or 8 goals tonight. They were really really good in that game. Guardiola needs to whip up some magic, because they could, as I said, they could easily be out of the Champions League next week by this time, and that would be something really really special that nobody would have thought. And the funny thing is, it could either be both of these teams, or one of these teams, that we might next week we might be sitting here and saying that PSG and Manchester City are both of them are out of the Champions League, and that would be something really really wild. So great game for PSG, great performance, but they have to keep it continue, and they have to perform next weekend as well. And for Manchester City, they have to win next week, otherwise they are out as well. So it's quite an interesting next a few days until next week for everybody in the Champions League. So yeah, that's it from me in this video. Let me know what you guys thought of the game, what you guys thought of PSG's performance, what you guys thought of Manchester City's performance, and who do you think is going to qualify? Do you think both of them are going to qualify, or do you think both of them are not going to qualify, or one of them is going to qualify? Let me in the comment section below. Like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. We reached 400 subscribers last night, so now we want to go ahead and reach 500 subscribers as quickly as possible. So please go ahead and subscribe and help the channel out. Until next time, bye bye.